Hello Management 1001 and welcome. I'm Drew and I am a part of Table 8, Friday 11 till 1 p.m. And today we will be reporting on the company Apple, but most importantly, how they lead and manage change and the challenges of innovation. This presentation will analyse the mobile phone industry, including its background, and how Apple stole the market and continues to do so, as well as the risks involved in Apple holding or improving their current market share with their competitors, such as Samsung following a close second.
An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
On the 9th of January 2007, Apple changed the way the world viewed mobile phone technology. The previous predecessors to the iPhone that were seen as smartphones, including those products such as Nokia's E62, the BlackBerry, and the Moto Q, had fixed, small buttons, were hard to operate, and only combined basic features, such as email and internet browsing. The innovation of Steve Jobs and his company Apple saw the computer company to reinvent the mobile phone technology by completely removing these keypads to add a multi-touch screen invented from previous computer technology to make small computers rather than a traditional mobile phone, shaping what was thought was possible in the market, as well as introducing the OS X software from their portable computers into their new iPhone. Let's go back before this revolutionary product was announced, however, to when the first mobile phones were introduced into the market. Much like the iPhone, the first ever mobile phones released into the market were seen as revolutionary products, as prior to this, communication had to be done over a corded phone. In 1983, Motorola had commercially introduced one of the first mobile phones, being the Motorola Dynatac 8000X, or the Brick. This phone was very, very heavy, hence the nickname it had acquired, weighing over a kilogram. This phone was considered too big to be carried around, however, and left an opening to competitors to innovate a new mobile phone that would better suit the needs of the market. This saw Nokia take over the mobile phone market by producing a range of smaller phones. Nokia had entered Motorola's reign, and by 2008 they had a market share of 71%. However, this market share rapidly decreased and was taken over by Apple. From its large popularity, it seems that Apple will continue to hold their market share for the years to come, or will they? History shows us that even the greatest can be taken over dramatically. Leading and managing change in Apple's innovation processes is key for them to try and hold their current market share, and in creating new and innovative products and features that continue to steal the market.
Hi, I'm Mel, and I'm talking about issues and problems in regards to the case study on Apple remaining as innovative as they are at this stage in their life cycle. So due to the complex nature of innovation, especially in regards to maintaining or increasing market share, Apple face issues and problems in the process of both their product and process innovation. Firstly, we look at product innovation, which is the key issue for Apple and the overall mobile phone and technology industry. Schimmelhorn describes this as the use of new or improved design principles or technologies for incorporation in products or services. The reason why this is such a critical issue and area for Apple is because people are always looking for new and improved technologies in the 21st century. This could be for many reasons. Could just be the need for a better camera, faster software, better features, or just because they want the latest and greatest. Whatever the reason is, Apple needs to be aware of these consumer wants, needs, and demands. If they fail to adhere to this, then they may just fall behind competitors such as Samsung, who could step up and take their market share. However, this innovation is a result of creativity. So managers need to ensure that they build and stimulate creativity in the workplace rather for themselves or their employees who are concerned with innovating new products. Now, for a second area, we talk about process innovation. The Schumacher text describes process innovation as new or improved ways of manufacturing the product or providing the service. Process innovations have the power to increase productivity and decrease costs in the production process. Finding innovative ways where Apple's processes in their production cycle can reduce the costs will benefit them greatly, as it could increase profits. The next issue is common with managing change is resistance to change. There are many reasons why resistance to change may occur. This could include the fear of unknown, disrupted habits, loss of control, lack of purpose, or work overload from both consumers and employees within Apple, so all their stockholders. A little bit of resistance to change is usually pretty normal with managing change. However, if it becomes too much, it can overpower the innovation process and it can stop companies being as successful as they once have been. One negative reaction from poorly managed resistance to change is organisational silence. This is where employees fear speaking up about their problems, and the result of this is that managers will think nothing.
Hi, my name is Myatiri Khai and I'm going to discuss about relevant theories. The phone manufacturing industry is one of extreme competitiveness compared to other industries. This is a result of the rapid technological advances which drive the industry. Even the largest organizations in this industry can be replaced by its competitors in a short period of time. This was the case with Motorola when the relatively new competitor Nokia entered the mobile phone market with quick smaller phones. Motorola did not think much of its competition and believed that their older technologies would suffice. This was not the case as Nokia ended up taking the majority of the market share from Motorola. Apple, having the largest share of the market at the moment, has to constantly innovate and develop new technologies and production methods to maintain their current top spot in the mobile phone market. In an exclusive interview with a former Apple employee, Jim Edwards of Business Insider questioned the former employee about the work culture inside the company. The employee exclaimed that any attempt to streamline, embed change, or even discuss a better way to do anything is strictly frowned upon when it comes from the bottom. From this goal, it seems that what Apple needs to do to maintain innovation and technological advances. The company has to work on its organizational change. This should take into consideration bottom-up change, as it seems they may be disregarding the suggestions of what the majority of its lower-level employees have to contribute. This type of bottom-up change is called theory of change, which involves taking into account the suggestions from all workers in a company to drive its organizational development. This leads to enhanced performance capabilities, which the company is currently missing out on by disregarding its lower-level employees' proposals.
Implementation and action plan. An action plan Apple could implement to be able to continuously innovate so that they can remain the top dog of the mobile phone market is Kurt Lewis's 3-step change model. If Apple was to use Lewin's change model as a scaffold to continuously innovate, Apple would be more likely to successfully innovate each and every time. This change model has 3 main parts to it. The first being unfreezing. This means that managers use techniques such as showing others that the company is in need of change to manipulate the company's current culture so that the company or organization will be ready and less resistant to the upcoming change. The second step is the change step. This is where managers will implement and facilitate change by aiding others and giving them involvement throughout the process. The third step is refreezing. This step involves managers ensuring that the change is tightly bound to the workplace culture and that the change will not cause any resistance. In this step, managers will also provide training and support for those who may be struggling with the change. This model is the key to taking resistance to change head-on. With combining the model with approaches such as education and communication that uses discussions, presentations, and demonstrations to educate its employees before a change occurs. An example of this could be when a new technology is developed that is of great importance to the industry. Apple could use facilitation and support to provide training to employees on how to effectively use the new products. Therefore, Apple will reduce pressures that clients may feel when faced with learning how to use a new product. Furthermore, Apple can also apply approaches such as participation and involvement, which involves the company getting all of its employees contributing to the changing the company. This will also give them more power, helping them to drive organizational change, and will develop a workplace culture that cultivates innovation and new ideas through making employees feel like their contributions receive consideration by management. It also uses information and education to help employees understand the benefits of the change in the workplace.
The process of innovation and leading and managing change demand continuous innovation of both the products and the processes. To succeed in doing so, outstanding management is needed when it comes to changes in the business environment. Using strategies and models such as Lewin's 3-step model and Hamel's wheel of innovation can guide a company into turning their ideas into a reality. Steve Jobs has shaped the way mobile phones were perceived entirely, which too just started as an idea. Thank you.